Hi, Kevin Yoder here again with KevinYoder.tv, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 questions that you really should ask the listing agent you're about to hire. Before we get into those top 5 questions, I want to remind you again about a couple key links on this video blog site. One is the free home value report, which is a market snapshot. So if you're interested in knowing what your home is worth in today's market and you want to see what's selling in your neighborhood, click on that link. It'll give you great optics on what your neighbor's home sold for, give you great averages, see what your neighborhood is doing. The other one is a free home search, an MLS home search. Click on that if you're interested in seeing what homes are available on the market, potentially for you to buy. And it gives you access to the kind of backdoor access to what real estate agents see every day. So take a look at those links. So I want to introduce the top 5 questions to ask the listing agent that you're going to consider hiring. By the way, the 5 questions I'm going to present today are never asked of me. So they're very critical, and I would definitely recommend asking these 5 questions of any agent that you're thinking of hiring. So number 1 is, how long have you been selling real estate? Now, that's an important question because a lot of folks we talk to will just hire their neighbor. They'll hire a friend in the business. This is important. The listing process is a marketing-based experience, and your agent has to have experience. I was a new agent at one time, 13 years ago, so I did appreciate those folks that actually let me help them along. But if I'm being honest about it, I do recognize that I wasn't the most equipped to handle that. And the agent's tenure will give them the ability to navigate through situations that newer agents just simply don't know how to. Hopefully the agent has been in the business long enough to be able to present to you some evidence of client testimonials and the things that really matter. So always ask that question first. Okay, so the second question is you always ask, how many homes did you sell last year? And I always say last year because the assumption is that this is not their first year in the business. And now, while the number of homes sold is not a number that you need to ask by itself, it's an important component, because if someone's selling 300 homes a year, it's an indicator that you have somebody that is experienced, that has gone through this before, that can navigate through those hurdles that may pop up that you need the real assistance with as a marketing expert. And so at the end of the day, you'll get more money, you'll sell your home faster, and with the least amount of inconvenience. The third question I would ask, what is your average list price versus sale price ratio? And if an agent has a great statistic in this area, they will have tracked it, they will articulate it, not only personally and formally in front of you, but they will do so in their marketing efforts. And it's important to ask the question, because if a home sells for 95% of list price, that's a 5% discount. By the way, that is the average in our market. Or if an agent's selling listings for 99% of list price, that's a 4% wedge. The next follow-up question to what is your average sale price list price ratio is, what's your average days on market? Now, understanding that an agent's marketing style will impact the days on the market through photography, staging, all the other marketing that happens, and we can shorten the days on the market by increasing the marketing exposure, increasing the number of buyers through the home. So shorter days in the market is a good thing. If your agent has great numbers in this area, they will track that number as well. They'll compare it against the average. For example, if the average home is on the market for 30 days, the agent that is doing well by their clients will have that number cut in half and say 15 days on the market, or if it's 60, it should be around 30. And every agent's numbers will vary. That's a very important component. It's going to give you an idea about how long your home may actually stay on the market. And every seller wants to know the answer to that question. And lastly, this question is never asked of me, but I always like to articulate it to our sellers when we're sitting down face to face, is how well will you negotiate for me? And a follow-up to that question is what systems do you have in place to help me get a higher price? So how well an agent negotiates for you is based on experience and fiduciary function, which means they truly will do anything to put the seller's interest above the interest of anybody else's to get the seller essentially more money and sell the home in a shorter amount of time. And if you ask the agent that question, some have systems in place that allow for the negotiation process to start a lot earlier, and some frankly don't. They'll have to make something up on the fly. So ask the question and just see what the answer is. It'll reveal some things to you as a seller that you're really going to want to make note of. So hopefully these 5 questions have steered you in the right direction. If you're thinking of selling your home, I would start with these 5 questions and then follow up with maybe some of the other ones that you typically would ask, which is like commission, length of contract, and things like that. Those are all standard questions that agents are used to hearing, but these 5, they're not, and this might throw them off a little bit, and that's a good thing. So thanks again for visiting KevinYoder.tv, and we hope you've enjoyed this video, and please come back and watch us next time. Take care.